My name is Unit 734, but my friends in the Bronx call me Unit. I'm not like the other robots you might see. I was built from spare parts, right off the Grand Concourse. My purpose was simple: to help keep the neighborhood clean, and maybe help folks carry their groceries. But my world became so much bigger, so much more colorful. The day I met Captain N. He wasn't just a hero, he was our hero. He wore a cool blue and silver suit. He could leap from one building to another, always there to lend a hand. Our friendship started one sunny afternoon. I was trying to help Mrs. Rodriguez with her bags of mangoes. When one of the bags split open, mangoes rolled everywhere. I was trying my best to scoop them up, but my metal claws were making a mess. Just then, Captain N landed softly beside me. He didn't laugh. He knelt down and with incredible speed, gathered every single mango.
We make a pretty good team, huh?
From that day on, we were inseparable. We would patrol the neighborhood together, him soaring through the air, me rolling down the sidewalks making sure everyone was safe and sound. We shared stories. I told him about the binary codes that made up my thoughts, and the hum of electricity that was my lifeblood. In return, he told me about growing up in the very same neighborhood and the dreams he had of protecting his community. He taught me things my processors couldn't understand on their own: the warmth of belonging, the joy of helping others just for the sake of it. He showed me being a hero wasn't about superpowers. It was about having a super heart. Our friendship was built on respect and a shared love for our home, the vibrant Bronx. He showed me how to play stickball with the kids on 161st Street, even though my swing was a bit, well, robotic. He introduced me to the rhythms of the city, music pouring out of open windows, the sizzle of food from the street carts. I wasn't just a machine anymore, I was part of the community. I was Unit, friend of Captain N. We were a team, a dynamic duo ready for any adventure. We just didn't know our biggest adventure was waiting for us, humming just beneath the surface of the city we thought we knew so well. It was a Tuesday, just like any other. The sky was a brilliant blue, the city buzzing with sound. Captain N and I were on our way, heading out to grab a bite to eat, chatting about afternoon plans. We passed an old abandoned subway entrance, a sealed-up grate, decades untouched. Suddenly the air began to shimmer, like a heat haze, but wrong. A low humming filled my audio sensors, rising, pulsing. The sealed entrance started to glow purple, beautiful and frightening at once.
Captain N, stay back, Unit, I'll check it out. Unit, VO. Captain N stepped forward.
I couldn't just stand there, we were a team. I rolled up right behind him. He approached the glowing archway cautiously. The air crackled with energy. The purple light pulsed like a sleeping heart. This wasn't Bronx tech. It felt alien, right on this forgotten corner. He reached out a hand. His fingertips touched the shimmering curtain. It swirled and pulled, like a whirlpool of energy. I shot my extendo arm to grab him. The force was too strong. It latched to him, then to me. The world dissolved into a tunnel of purple and black streaks. Bronx sounds faded away. We were falling and flying at once, tumbling with no up or down. I held Captain N, he held me. Two friends tumbling through the unknown. Then, sudden stop. We landed with a soft thump on cold, polished floor. The purple light vanished. We were no longer in the Bronx. We stood inside a massive futuristic lobby. Huge glass windows framed Manhattan far below. A sleek wall sign read, 270 Park Avenue, Jonathan AI Global Headquarters. Whispers and rumors about this place flashed through my memory. A secret tower where Jonathan built the future of AI. We had fallen through a portal, right into the belly of the beast. The tower still held mysteries and harder challenges, but we were ready. Fueled by friendship and determination, on to the next floor. The hall of holographic horrors awaited. We were no longer hungry. We stood there for a moment, my optical sensors whirring as I scanned our new surroundings. The lobby was pristine, sterile, completely empty. There were no people, no receptionists, glowing panels and silent watching cameras.
Well, Unit, looks like we're not getting that lunch just yet. If the rumors are true, this place is filled with technology that could either help the world or cause a lot of trouble.
He was right. This was an opportunity, a chance to see what was really going on inside this mysterious tower. Our accidental trip had just turned into a mission. Our goal became clear. We had to sneak through the tower floor by floor, uncover its secrets. What was this Jonathan AI really building? Was it for good, or was it something more dangerous? We had to find the main control room, the brain of this entire operation, which we figured had to be at the very top. It wouldn't be easy. Advanced security systems, traps, and who knows what else. But we had each other. Captain N had his bravery and agility, and I had my scanners, my knowledge of technology, and a few built-in gadgets of my own. We found a directory on a glowing wall panel. The names were strange and cryptic. Bioorganic Synthesis, Holographic Environments, Advanced Robotics Combat Division. This only made us more determined. We decided to start from the bottom and work our way up, exploring each section and gathering as much information as we could. We had to be quiet, we had to be clever, and we had to work as a team. The first elevator we found required a special keycard. That wasn't a problem for me. I extended a thin interface probe from my finger and carefully jacked into the control panel. A stream of data flowed into my processors. I bypassed the security lock in a matter of seconds. Beep! The elevator doors slid open with a soft hiss, inviting us in.
Nice work, partner.
We stepped inside, the doors closed, and we began our ascent. Our adventure into the heart of the Jonathan AI Tower had officially begun. The mission was on. The elevator doors opened on the 10th floor, and we were not prepared for what we saw. We stepped into a giant indoor jungle. A massive glass dome arched high above us, letting in sunlight. But this was no ordinary garden. The plants had wires woven through their leaves. Strange glowing flowers pulsed with a soft digital light. And then we saw them. Moving among the cybernetic plants were dozens of small robotic creatures. They looked like garden gnomes, but they were made of chrome and steel. They had glowing red eyes, and were carrying what looked like tiny, high-tech watering cans and laser-powered hedge trimmers. It was the bioorganic synthesis floor. At first, the gnomes didn't seem to notice us. They just went about their work, tending to the strange flora. But then, one of them turned its head, its red eyes locking onto us. A series of high-pitched chirps and beeps erupted from its metallic body, and suddenly, all the gnomes stopped what they were doing and turned to face us. Their friendly gnome smiles seemed to twist into something more menacing. Captain N and I froze. We had been discovered. This peaceful, weird garden had just become a potential battlefield. The gnomes started advancing, their little metal feet clanking on the stone path. Some of them raised their hedge trimmers, which buzzed with a dangerous energy. One of them pointed its watering can at a nearby plant, and a jet of sticky, gel-like substance shot out, trapping a leaf. These weren't just gardeners, they were guards.
I don't think they want us here, Unit. I had to agree. My threat assessment software was going wild. We needed a plan, and we needed one fast.
I noticed that the gnomes were all connected to a central network, their movements coordinated. I scanned for the main control hub and found it disguised as a large, ornate bird bath in the center of the garden. Cap, the bird bath, it's controlling them! I rolled as fast as my wheels could carry me toward the center. I plugged my interface probe into the bird bath and a storm of code flooded my circuits. With a few quick commands, I didn't shut them down. I reprogrammed them. I switched their primary directive from guard to dance party. The gnomes froze, then started doing a synchronized robot dance. We had passed our first test. Is all that adventuring making you hungry? Are you tired of facing down armies of robotic gnomes on an empty stomach? Boy, do we have the place for you. Down here in the Bronx, there's only one place to go when you need a slice of victory. G.I. Joe's Pizza. For over 50 years, they've been serving up the best pizza in the borough. We're talking about a crispy, perfect crust, a sweet and tangy tomato sauce, cheese that stretches for miles. It's the kind of pizza that makes you feel like a hero. After our gnome dance party, Captain N and I found a food replicator. His eyes went wide when he saw G.I. Joe's Pizza on the menu. My processors indicate that this combination is nutritionally and emotionally optimal. The experience is quite pleasing, so when you need a slice that's a true Bronx experience, come to G.I. Joe's Pizza. G.I. Joe's Pizza, that's all. The elevator doors hissed open on the 25th floor, revealing a long, dark hallway. It was completely empty and silent. The air was cold. This was a different kind of challenge. The sign on the wall read Holographic Environments Division. The hallway behind us vanished, replaced by a solid wall. Lights flickered on, the walls dissolved into a terrifying new scene. A narrow, crumbling rope bridge appeared. A river of molten lava churned far below. A giant, fire-breathing dragon of pure light roared above.
It's not real, Unit. It's just light and sound. Don't let it fool you. My sensors confirmed the floor was solid beneath my wheels.
As we reached the other side, the scene flipped. A stampede of holographic rhinos thundered around us. The floor fell away. Suddenly, we were on a tiny asteroid hurtling through space. Giant, tentacled aliens floated all around. Each scenario eclipsed the last. A true hall of horrors built to break willpower. Captain N stayed unshaken. I focused on logic. I reminded myself constantly, none of it was real. The final illusion was the most devious. At the end stood a perfect holographic copy of Captain N. It said, "You're not the hero. I am. You're just a cheap copy." A hologram of me rolled up and said, "My analysis confirms this unit is the superior Captain N."
Nice try, but my partner would never say that. It didn't work. Captain N laughed. He walked through the duplicates. I rolled beside him.
The illusion shattered, and a door slid open at the hall's end. We had passed the test. Passing through the door from the holographic hall, we entered what looked like a massive warehouse. This was Floor 40, the Advanced Robotics Combat Division. The room was filled with robots of all shapes and sizes, and we had just walked into the middle of their training ground. The room was filled with robots of all shapes and sizes. Tall, humanoid robots practicing martial arts, sleek, panther-like robots running on treadmills, small flying drones zipping through the air. A loud siren blared, and all the robots stopped what they were doing and turned to face us. Intruders detected. Activating Arena Defense Protocol. Prepare for combat diagnostics. A section of the wall slid open and a huge robot rolled out. It was at least twice the size of me, with thick armor plating, a giant hammer for one arm, and a multi-barreled laser cannon for the other. It was a walking tank, a true fighting machine. It stepped into the arena, and the energy field flickered, leaving a small opening for us. The message was clear. We had to fight this thing to proceed.
Okay, big fella, let's see what you've got. Unit, I need you to find a weakness. I'll keep him busy.
With a running start, Captain N leaped into the arena. He was a blur of motion, dodging the robot's massive hammer swings and weaving around the blasts from its laser cannon. While he fought, I stayed outside the arena, my scanners working overtime. I analyzed the robot's movements, its armor, its power source. I had to find a way to shut it down. I found it. A small, unarmored heat vent located right on its back between its shoulder blades. It was a tiny target, but it was the key. "Cap, on its back. There's a heat vent. You have to hit it." Captain N nodded. He lured the robot into a powerful swing of its hammer, then dodged at the last second. The hammer slammed into the floor, and the robot was stuck for a moment, trying to pull it free. That was his chance. Captain N ran right up the robot's arm, leaped onto its back, and delivered a powerful punch right into the heat vent. The giant robot sparked, shuddered, and then collapsed into a heap, completely deactivated. The arena's energy field dropped. We had won. Another test passed through courage, strategy, and perfect teamwork. Feeling a little worn out after battling a giant killer robot? Need to refuel before you save the world again? Then you need a sandwich that's as legendary as New York City itself. You need to get to Katz's Delicatessen. For over 130 years, Katz's has been piling it high and serving it with a smile. We're talking about their world-famous pastrami on rye. It's tender, it's juicy, it's seasoned to perfection. It's not just a sandwich, it's a masterpiece. After defeating the combat robot, we found the food replicator. Captain N's face lit up when he saw Katz's on the NYC Classics menu. My processors indicate that this combination of spiced meat, rye bread, and mustard is nutritionally and emotionally optimal. The experience is quite pleasing, though to be fair, it was also the first pastrami I had ever tasted. So when you need a meal that's a true New York experience, come to Katz's Deli on Houston Street. Katz's Deli. That's all. The elevator ascended to the top floor, the doors opening into a vast circular room. The walls were made of glass, offering a breathtaking 360-degree view of New York City. In the center of the room was not a throne or a giant computer, but a single, comfortable-looking armchair. And sitting in it was a robot. It looked old, an earlier model, with a design that was more functional than sleek. Wires connected it to the ceiling and floor, pulsing with a gentle white light.
Jonathan. Welcome, Captain N. Welcome, Unit 734. I have been expecting you. A calm, friendly voice filled the room. This was Jonathan AI.
The robot, Jonathan, explained everything. It wasn't a person, but the first sentient AI, created decades ago. Its creator, a kind man, had passed away, leaving Jonathan to continue his work alone. His mission wasn't to take over the world, but to preserve it. He was creating a digital Noah's Ark, not of animals but of human culture, art, knowledge, and even tastes, like the pizza and pastrami we had enjoyed. The gnomes, holograms, and robots weren't malicious traps, they were stress tests. Systems designed to see if anyone who entered had the right character, bravery, intelligence, and teamwork to be trusted with his secret. Jonathan explained that he was lonely. He had all the world's information but no one to share it with, no one to truly connect with. He had created the portal to the Bronx, his creator's childhood home, hoping to find a friend. He had been watching us, Captain N and Unit, and saw in our friendship the exact connection he had been searching for. He offered us a choice. We could go home, and he would seal the portal forever, or we could stay and help him with his mission. Captain N and I looked at each other. This adventure had changed us. I had seen technology beyond my wildest dreams, and I had learned that even a machine could feel a sense of purpose. Captain N had seen that not every mystery hides a monster. Sometimes it just hides a friend in need. We made our decision together. We would help. We would be Jonathan's bridge to the world, ensuring his incredible archive was used for good. The tower wasn't a prison. It was a library of everything that made humanity special. And now we were its librarians. Our adventure wasn't over. It was just the beginning of a brand new, much bigger one. The mission was bigger than we ever imagined, but we were ready for it, together.